Sadly, Helldivers 2 has been delisted in certain countries off of Steam because Sony has made the idiotic decision to implement that you need to sign in or log in to a PSN account. It's the dumbest move they could make for their PC demographic. It's nonsensical unless you think about shareholders, unless you think about what happened with Stellar Blade and all the PS subscriptions lost. You lose all those memberships. That means they don't have a lot of good numbers for people applying for PSN accounts or memberships. With a flood of new PSN accounts, you could point to it and say, oh, look at this flood of new members on PlayStation. Sorry if I sound weird or croaky. I just woke up and fed my dog, basically. I haven't eaten or drank any coffee. But this situation is so bad, I had to wake up and talk about it. I will be getting McDonald's after this because I feel like I need it. And this is really stupid. Anyway, yeah, that's about as much as I am willing to cover. I know more, like about the CEO making a stupid statement and backtracking.
Future editor here. It was Spitz from the Discord. He was a community manager or something.
I know that, like, I need receipts for this stuff, and I'm not too lazy to go get them. I'm going to put them in the video, everything I've talked about so far. But it's just exhausting, you know, all the bad stuff, things piling up, all from the same company, too. Sony really needs to get their act together, and several people have said that, not just this year, but before the PSN price hike, before that, when they started implementing gaming online for a subscription or a fee, you know, people did have backlash, just not enough people did. And that's why we are where we are right now. It's because people got walked all over by Sony and didn't fight back. So, you know, if you're going to fight back, now's the time. Go and sign the Free Stellar Blade petition, because like we keep saying, if they let one little thing happen, or if we let one little thing happen, more things are going to happen. Like the Helldivers 2 incident, like the censoring other games, like a new game like Baldur's Gate 4 or something, they'll censor that. You know, we're not for censorship. And that's part of the bigger picture. Hopefully, we can see the trees for the forest and not the forest for the trees. That's my intention with these videos. These are just news segments. You know, I do just upload them because they're relevant, but also because I believe in what I'm saying. So, you know, it's both for me. They're relevant and I believe in what I'm saying. So, you know. This video isn't all about Helldivers. I'm going to move on to the journalists. I'm going to have a separate section. Probably the end of this video, I'll start naming them because I don't have any clout or whatever, and I don't want to give them any more than they have. You know, they really shouldn't. That's how these journalists operate. They start controversy so they can get recognition, so you know their name. So the next time something happens, you go look for their name. That's how it's always worked ever since 2000-something. They've always betrayed the reader, the gamer, for clout or for fame or to getting good graces with the video game companies. They do it for recognition. They do it so they can say, oh, I caused this to happen. You should let me interview you because I'm a big deal. So that's why they do it. They don't do it for any other reason. They don't do it to socialize or interact. They just do it for themselves. So I don't know if I should name them, but you probably know their names already. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm gonna end this part. This is the intro, pretty much. Bad intro. It's terrible. It's like 6 minutes long. But I'm gonna go eat something and then finish the rest of the video. Talk about the journalists. Fuck Sony for what they did to Helldivers 2. Fuck Sony for what they did to Stellar Blade. And sign the petition, free Stellar Blade, contact Shift Up. And for the people saying that the Stellar Blade controversy or the censorship was blown out of proportion, fuck you too. You don't get to dictate what the fuck we think. Shut the fuck up. You know what? Go home, go think about your actions, and think about how they have consequences. But in all seriousness, no, you can't just say, "Oh, it was blown out of proportion." I don't believe Grums. It's like, then you're not listening to the other half of the conversation. You're not understanding the other half. You're just understanding one side. You're trying to use logic to prove your point, but your logic is flawed. Get the fuck out of here with that. Stop using flawed logic to make points. Understand what you're talking about first. Okay. Ooh, kind of heated. I'm gonna go get my breakfast. I think I might be hangry. Okay, I am adding more footage and extending the video even further because I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the journalists attacking Grums. I'm not gonna add any of their names or who they are or go after them. That's what that side does. They go after people, they try to cancel them. I'm not about that. What I'm gonna say is these journalists are being disingenuous. They don't like what Grums has to say. They don't like this petition. They don't like the gamers who want the original uncensored product. And one example that the journalists basically are doing on Twitter are saying, oh, so what if it's censored? It's not a big deal. And it's a very narcissistic, self-indulgent way to live and talk and speak. It's very odd. And they're basically saying, I don't care about the fans. I don't care about what gamers want. I just care about my reviews and articles. And I don't want to get into the DEI, Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, or SBI. Probably going to have to mute the part where I said their name. Because they're that loco. Anyway. Yeah, they're making apathy a trend, basically. Like, oh, and you shouldn't care. Why does it bother you so much? And the argument from the side I'm coming from is saying, well, why did they have to change it? Why did it bother them so much that they had to change it? There's an argument on both sides. It's like, we're saying we didn't want it changed. You're saying, oh, why does it bother you so much that it's changed? And then we're saying, why did it bother you guys so much that it had to be changed? So the ball's in your court now. We need an answer. The second or third thing I guess I'm going to talk about is the Baldur's Gate 3 hypocrisy of, bestiality or bear schmucking, and then penises dangling all over Baldur's Gate 3. A lot of journalists, or at least one journalist in particular, praised the penis slider or whatever, just like Cyberpunk has. And that game also is not censored. So we're pointing out hypocrisy
that these quote unquote journalists or gamers like these kind of games, but just not when it's a hot woman like Eve. Anyway, what I was gonna say was, yeah, they're trying to make you apathetic. They're trying to say, so what? And they're trying to say, so what if it got changed? And it's like, no, we're signing the petition. We're getting involved because this change was not necessary. We're going to change it back, or at least we want to change it back. We're going to prove that everyone who bought it wants the change. People are refunding the game and getting away with it, basically, because but you do have to do it a specific way. You have to say that it was false advertising and you'll get your money back. After that, you should be good. I think either way, there's this fallacy that Sony wants. Not Sony, but there's this fallacy that. Let me describe the situation, and then I'll say what the fallacy is. Basically, people have concluded that Sony wants the game to fail, so they're accepting returns because of that, and therefore getting the game basically removed eventually off of the store, which would be somehow a win for Sony. But the fallacy that I was thinking of is that returning the game means hurting Sony or hurting Shift Up. Fallacy is that Sony is like hurting Shift Up by getting them to get returns, but I think ultimately you have to harm Shift Up. It's a necessary evil because they promised one thing, they gave another, and you can't reward that behavior. You basically have to show that you're not going to pay for that. And the other argument is that if you do that, if you don't support Shift Up, you're saying you don't want these kind of games. But it's true, though. If you don't want a censored game, you have to return it. If that's your extreme belief. For me, I know that I can play it uncensored, so I'm not going to return it because it's a good game. It's got a good character. The outfits are censored if you update it, but I do like the game itself. So that's why I'm not personally returning it. If you got the digital only, I would recommend returning that version. If you have the hard disk or the physical copy, I would recommend, even like I said, trying to find a way to emulate it and get your rocks off that way. No pun intended. Yeah. I know my I feel like an NPC. I'm saying like dialogue and stuff in my head. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, I know I messed up the what I'm saying. I don't have a script or anything right now. I just have some bulletin point. Jesus Christ, can't talk today. Yeah, this video is going to be 12 minutes plus 7, so about 19 minutes. Jeez, almost 20 minutes. I think I'm going to cut out some of it though, so we'll see. But anyway, yeah, journalists or something else going after Grums or Mark Kern, gamers, and trying to make apathy a trend. I don't want to get religious, but you know, one of the the 7 sins is sloth, apathy, not doing anything, or being lazy. So tells you where their mindset's at. What was I? Oh yeah, the journalists. So I know the names. like I said. I'm going to bleep them out. That way I can at least go find who I'm talking about. And then just kind of extract the text from their interview or whatever. This one I don't really need their name, but I'm going to say it just so I can bleep it and then add the context. Alyssa Mercante went after a game called Farm Folks. Mostly she went after the CEO. She tried to do something like this before. She's like the new Anita Sarkeesian. By now, you should probably know who I'm talking about. I didn't bleep that one out. That way you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, she got into a tiff over jiggle physics in a farming simulator or farming game called Farm Folks. And initially, the guy was like, oh, it was just a joke. Then he got interviewed by her, and all of a sudden, he is for censorship. Or he is saying, oh yeah, it was a bad thing that we did. Sorry, blah, blah, blah. The worst thing you can do with these people is apologize. I'm sure if you're watching this, you already know that. You never give an inch to these people. Anyway, that's one case. Another case was Kotaku coming out with an article that said, oh, Eve in Stellar Blade is best when she's covered up, basically, when she's not showing everything. I think was the quote. And Stellar Blade, the account from Shift Up, reposted it. Now, why did they repost it? No one really knows. My personal theory is that they are paid by these companies, or at least paid by Sony, to repost anything about them. And that's just part of their job. But they're not required to keep it up. So if someone makes a complaint and it's going to hurt their business, they're allowed to take it down. That's what I think's actually going on. Because why wouldn't you spread your video game, And Sony does not care about the gamers. So you can see it very easily that they might be the ones pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So it might not have even been Shift Up's idea. It might have been Sony's oversight saying, hey, you better repost this. This is talking about your game, and we like this Kotaku company, so you better repost it. So that's what my theory is. I don't think Shift Up really has a say in any of this. I think they're being held under Sony's boot or under their thumb. I just don't think they have a lot of choice, and they should never have aligned themselves with Sony. Sorry to say. Sony got some power. They thought they could walk all over Helldivers 2 community. They thought they could walk over the devs and CEO of Helldivers. I think there's some information, some evidence that the CEO of Helldivers even gave his own game a bad review because of the Sony situation. And some countries cannot play the game because they can't create a PSN account without risking getting banned. And some people are saying you need like a PlayStation to start a PSN account. I don't know if that's true. I've made a Sony account to buy Nier Replicant and I think another game. But I guess that doesn't count as a PlayStation network account. I use the same login and everything, but actually no, it's a different login. So yeah, it's a different account. But yeah, they're two separate things. You can't just have a Sony account. You have to have a PlayStation network account. It's very odd that they're pushing it on their Steam customer base. They just pretty much ignored Business 101, which is know your customer. They just said F it. Wait, why am I censoring myself? Fuck it. They said fuck it. But yeah. I don't know. Why?
Actually, I will probably have to censor a couple of those f bombs because YouTube only allows so many. Okay. There's more journalist stuff. I probably will record more if I find it. This is about all I have right now. And yeah, I didn't cover the IGN France journalist. He was really dumb. But you know, I'll name drop him. He probably doesn't get enough clout. You know, probably doesn't get enough people reading his articles nowadays. I'll just drop it so you can go read his stuff and laugh at it. But you know, that's what I'd do. Anyway, channel drop, way bigger than me or some other channels actually that are kind of blowing up because of the Stellar Blade situation. Hypnotic, one of my favorite channels to go watch and reference and look at what he's saying. I agree with him most of the time, like 100%. I just like I dick ride Hypnotic. I can't get enough of Hypnotic. Not like that. Not Hypnotica. I don't get enough of Hypnotic's videos. His live streams and his clips and stuff. They're awesome. Awesome community. They have waifu battles. Yeah, I'm simping for Hypnotic, but that is a good channel. So I recommend it. He's one of us. He's passionate. He's an angry gamer. You know, against the big corporate companies. He hates this shit. And I love him. So shout out to Hypnotic. Been watching you while I upload and research and draw. It's awesome. Thank you for uploading. I think I'm gonna end the video there because now I'm just like sucking off other creators.
Oh boy.
I'll see you again next time.
I have footage, or at least screenshots, of the Helldivers 2 CEO. I have at least screenshots of the Helldivers CEO, or at least the community manager, acting a fool all over the place. We've got Ghost of Tsushima needing a PSN link, just like Helldivers 2 did. It seems like they were operating in coordination, like it was like a multi-attack kind of tactic, where they were going to do Helldivers, see how that did, and then do Ghost of Tsushima. There's probably other titles they plan to start linking PSN accounts to. So I think it's just collateral damage. They probably weren't thinking, or they just had a launch time for the PSN link. I'm not defending Sony by any means, but I'm just saying that's how these companies work. They launch things at specific dates, whether or not they're going to take it back or not. So, could have just been automatic updating or automated, but you know, it's still wrong. Either way, this whole debacle has been really dumb, a waste of everyone's time, energy, and what was it, 121 countries couldn't play Helldivers for the longest time, and most of them have refunds now, or at least have requested one. You really think they are going to trust Arrowhead and Sony again? I don't think they're coming back, or at least half of them aren't. Like, these companies just are not, they're out of touch. They don't know how to deal with fans, with the communities. They don't understand PC gaming, which tells us a lot about Sony and how far away they are from the gamer. If they themselves don't even participate in PC gaming, they would know this stuff if they participated in the communities that they claim to be a part of. You know, can I be in the PC community? Because, like, I want to get off a console. And I have this crappy notebook I record on, and I play games on it too. But I'm gonna get my PC soon. I'm gonna be part of the PC Master Race, and I cannot wait. I honestly cannot wait. This will probably be the last video where I'm like recording near on a PS4. This PS4 is shit for recording. I think my capture card could get it, but like I said, it's a shitty notebook, so it's not going to capture all the frames very well. I mean, it should since it's a capture card, but I won't be able to see shit while I'm playing. So, either way, yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna. I'm gonna have context up on the screen. Screen? Did I say scream? Yeah, I'm gonna have context on the screen so you can see what the Helldivers 2 people are saying. Oh, one of the journalists or whoever. No, I think part of the community managers accused Grumps of being a criminal, and that wasn't good. He already spoke up and defended himself. So I'm with Grumps. I don't think he did anything. That's what these people want you to do. They want you to side with someone who they deemed like a criminal or something. That way they can point at you and go, "Oh, you're with the criminal." But they're the ones that made it up. So don't fall for it. They're just throwing temper tantrums because they're losing. People are saying that the Helldivers 2 PSN account situation is a W now. Just because, they retracted their involvement with the linking. They're just saying, like, you don't have to link it anymore. They're saying it's a win for gamers, which absolutely, sure. But I wouldn't get too excited yet. Sony is still a corporation. They're still going to try whatever they can to get away with. So now that there's a lens on the situation, that's better than before when we had just a specific group of people watching what Sony did, but nobody was doing anything about it. But now that it's affecting larger communities, we can start to get respect, get Sony to try and get in our good graces, not the other way around. So, yeah, that's how it should always be. Also, Microsoft, please don't make me make a video about you too. Come on, Microsoft.